What's up, guys? This is Shadow Rattle Joe here, coming to you with another safety vlog. This safety vlog is going to be on inspection, care, and troubleshooting. Alright, guys, as you all know, regular maintenance and preventive care will go a long way towards a trouble-free ride with your motorcycle. Okay, usually when you do these inspections and care for your motorcycle, you'll discover potential problems that are developing, and usually you have plenty of time to fix the problem before it becomes a major issue while you're out on the road. And because, guys, you got to think about it. After all, your life depends on it. Because if something happens on your motorcycle, it can be a life and death situation. So therefore, you should always inspect and care your bike. I always do my maintenance all the time on my motorcycle. And actually, to be honest with you, I actually enjoy doing maintenance on the motorcycle, because motorcycling is just a fun thing for me. But I'm going to tell you a little method that you can use that can help you a long way. The MSF course actually teaches you to do the TCLOCS method. TCLOCS stands for tires and wheels, controls, lights and electrics, oil and other fluids, chassis and chain, and stands. Okay, so let's talk about this TCLOCS method that I think that you should follow in doing your maintenance. Even though I don't have like a sheet of paper in front of me when I do the maintenance on my motorcycle, I do pretty much follow this TCLOCS method. Of course, I'm not out there using a checklist like they actually recommend you to do, but I do have it in my head that, hey, I need to check this, and this. So let's talk about this TCLOCS method. Okay, T stands for tires and wheels. Okay, of course, always you need to check your tire pressure. Okay, tire pressure is something that needs to be checked almost on a regular basis, especially if you ride a lot. Okay, you also want to check your wear and tear on your tires, your tread. How much tread is it? Is it time for you to change your tires? Does your tires have any holes or puncture? And do you have a slow leak? These things you got to look at. Look at your tires and your wheels and make sure that everything looks good on them. Okay. After that, you want to move to your controls. You want to check your levers. Make sure your throttle, your cables, your hoses, everything looks up to par. Make sure your levers are working properly. Like your clutch lever, brake lever, your throttle cable. You want to make sure all that stuff is working properly. Okay. So moving on, after you check all that, your next one is lights and electrics. You want to check all your lights, make sure they're working. Your headlight, your turn signals, your brake lights, all your lights, make sure they're working. You also want to make sure your battery is well maintained. Make sure your bike starts like it should. Make sure all the electrics is working like it should. You just want to check all of your lights and electric and make sure that everything is working properly. Okay, after that, you want to go to oil and other fluids. You want to check your oil on a regular basis all the time. Change your fluids according to your manufacturer's recommendations. Make sure you always change your fluids like you're supposed to. Change your oil, change all your other fluids like you're supposed to. Because I'm gonna tell you something, guys. Changing your fluids was one of the most important parts of having a longevity of your engine. Okay, if you want your engine to last a long time, you need to make sure you change your fluids on a regular basis. That's what I'm trying to get at. Okay, and I believe in that 100%. Because whenever you don't change your fluids, you do start having problems. Okay. Next one is chassis and chain. You want to inspect your frame. Make sure there ain't no cracks in it. Make sure that everything is fine with your frame. Make sure your forks move up and down like it's supposed to. Okay. If your bike's chain driven, always do chain maintenance. It's actually recommended to do chain maintenance or cleaning your chain every 500 miles. Sooner if you ride off-road. If you ride your bike off-road, you definitely want to do it even sooner than 500 miles. If not, you want to make sure you inspect and clean your chain at least every 500 miles. Okay. and that's inspecting your sprockets, that's inspecting your chain, making sure that everything is working properly, and making sure your chain's not wore out. And also you want to make sure that it's at the exact tightness like it's supposed to be. Okay, if your bike's belt driven, you also want to check your belt. You want to make sure that it's not wore out. You want to make sure it's not about to snap on you. Okay, or if your bike is shaft driven, you want to make sure that you change the fluids and you inspect your shaft drive as well all the time. Okay, moving on to stands. Okay, last but not least is your stands. You want to make sure your stands is working properly, because you don't want to put your stand down and then your bike fall over. Okay, so you want to make sure that's okay and is working properly. Okay, basically guys, following all of these this TCLOCS method, it actually gives you a little something to kind of go by when you do your maintenance on your bike. And you should always do maintenance on your bike on a periodically and on a regular basis. I do mine on a regular basis because I do ride a good bit, so I make sure I keep up with my inspections. You don't have to go with a checklist and check all this off, but if you're the type of person that likes to do that, then hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but if you can kind of get this in your head, hey, I need to check this, then you can go out there and pretty much do your inspection without having to do a checklist. But I don't use a checklist, but I do follow this method. I do go out and I make sure I check all of these things that I mentioned above, because I'm gonna tell you something. If you will follow a regular maintenance schedule, your motorcycle will definitely last a very long time. Okay, because if your bike is well maintained, it will keep going and going and going and going and going. I promise you, you should not have any problems with your motorcycle if you keep a maintenance schedule. Alright guys, that's it. I hope you like this video. Peace out. See ya.